So ultimately, we work this, we do all of this because we want graduation days. We want days like this. This is what we live for. We live for these opportunities to be able to see our young people graduate. This is our contribution to the world. We want to see them go off and do great things. I have 2 kids now that are prosecutors. It's always good to have kids that are DAs, so I won't get in any trouble. Or they'll keep me out of trouble. But again, we want them to pursue their dreams. We want to tell them that nothing is impossible if they're willing to put their mind to it. And that's why we push these types of things. And we live for these days where they're able to happen. This young lady, she's in culinary school in New York because that was what her dream was. She visited New York. She wanted to go to culinary school. Okay, we'll go. And that's what she's doing. So we look forward to those types of days. We celebrate as a community. So the cost of educating one child in Chatham County is about $13,000 a year on average. The cost of incarcerating a child in Chatham County is $73,000 a year. So in times where we're talking about very little money, $13,000 educates one, $73,000 incarcerates one. Talk about budget savers. So we've been funded $50,000 a year consistently since 2010. Before that, it was less than that. But the aha moment in this is that in 2002, 2003, we were $10,000. But the aha about that is, for the first 10 years, it was nothing. What we had was committed people who were willing to make it happen. And now, even when the budgets, we can't, every time we turn, y'all need more money, we'll give you more money, because again, they want to pay into something that is paying a dividend. And the dividend is when these young people come back and now they want to live in Savannah. It'll be for you when they come back and they want to live here. You know, Peachtree is nice. They want to live in McDonough. And this is home. And they want to work with you to help make things better. So we fund our youth council is at $15,000. It's been that way. And the benefits to our community have been absolutely priceless. I know I took more than my time. I see the clock stopped at 1:08. I was really trying to rush through it. But I think obviously it creates some opportunities to talk, and certainly I can answer any questions. But I will tell you that of all the wonderful things that we all get to do on a city council, to build nice buildings and build streets and traffic control devices and SPLOST funds and MOST funds and LOST funds, I will tell you that probably the most significant thing that we can ever do is build the lives of people. And you build the lives of people by being able to invest in people. And you invest in people by doing it at the very common denominators, which is our young people. So I appreciate the opportunity to be with you. Again, we've been doing this for 20 years, and I will tell you that it has been hands down the best investment that we will ever make, because now we have 40-year-olds that are living in Savannah that you can't have in McDonough. They're voting, they're citizens, and they're working to make our community better. Thank you.
Johnson, it's such an honor to have you among us, and what a wonderful presentation.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful presentation, and the difference that you people are making in the lives of these young people in Chatham County. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the council, I know you might have some questions. Cam, we'll call on you. I am so pleased that you were able to secure him for this meeting tonight. It's been so informative. I'll give you a chance first.
First of all, let me thank you personally and from the mayor and council for coming to here to do the presentation by giving you a little small gift from us.
Oh. All right.
We try to show a little hospitality here in McDonough. And you can indulge from our sweet treats.
Oh,
From
thank
our
you.
stores.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I look forward to possibly working closely with you, so we can bring the McDonough Youth Advisory Council here in McDonough.
We'd be excited to do it. The benefit of working with us is that we won't reinvent the wheel. We'll help make it easy, And again, the goal is to make it something malleable enough that you're able to fashion to your community. And so we've been doing this, and that's what we enjoy doing. So thank you very much.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna brag on this council because we're in our 7th year of providing a youth camp. It's absolutely free to our children. And we did it through utilizing a partnership with Henry County Middle School where I taught for 20+ years. And so the people who run the camp are actually the art teacher, the math teacher, the coaches, the computer. I mean, it would be a $1,000 a week camp if it was anywhere else. And the children are transported every morning by their regular bus routes, and they are taken home every afternoon, and they have breakfast and lunch while they're there.
Really?
Yes.
I might need the information. I'd like to steal that idea.
All right. But what I love is that if we do a council, a youth council with the 8th graders, it would be a stepping stone to possibly moving forward with a commission and getting our county commissioners involved. But if we could do a youth council, and I know that we have the people at Henry County Middle and the leadership at Henry County Middle that would be very, very willing to take those steps, and some excellent teachers that are there that could help Ms. Varner, and I'm really hoping that this council will take advantage of that possible opportunity of starting the council in the 8th grade and continuing it through high school for our city. But if we can expand it at a later date after we show a success record, that would be wonderful. But I want to tell you that I have always been inspired by what the council and the commission has done. I was really inspired by the fact that they would take on legal matters, that they would do research in the library that's at the high school. They have a legal library at the high school, for those of you who do not know, down in Savannah. And I wish that you could have had the advantage of seeing just one of the videos of the performance of these young people. They expect greatness, and this program has absolutely delivered that. Every one of those children deliver greatness. And what he kept saying is, well, if you want it, you can have it. There's always a way. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter the size of your pocketbook. It just matters whether or not you can stay focused, set a goal, and move towards it. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Councilman Varner, for doing this, even for me personally.
The other thing that is interesting is actually we just swore in 45 kids. And this is the 4th year in a row. All of them, upon their graduation, are CPR and AED certified. So again, you have now 45 lifesavers throughout the community that can provide assistance. And so we take on the cost of certifying. So again, it's another skill that's in the toolbox that they can use. We've had in our 20 years, we've had 5 kids to apply for service academies, and all 5 that applied have gotten it. And as you know, that requires a congressional appointment, and so we've been able to get that based on just community service.
It can be done.
Oh, absolutely.
Amen. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ms. Nelson?
Van.
Yes, ma'am.
It goes without saying, it's good to see you.
Good to be seen.
And we are so happy to have you here. One of the things that you said that I'm most interested in, and I believe everyone in this room is interested in, and that is the retention of our young people as it relates to them staying in school and graduating. We've got a lot of wonderful organizations in Henry County that are working towards that end. We've got mentor programs, weekend back to school, take home lunch programs. We have our very own Communities in School initiative that basically provides that social service element and just making sure that our kids who are disadvantaged have the opportunity to stay in school and to get an education. One of the challenges that you have when you are a service organization is fragmentation. And so my specific question centers on how does your organization facilitate the camaraderie between groups? How do they mesh together?
Well, first of all, we never came to replace anything, but we knew that at the time the county commission and now the city council had a role to play. So we serve as an umbrella organization, and we have representatives from those organizations. So in addition to them being selected from schools, we have identified organizations that get to send a representative to be a part of the organization. So they're at the table. So it's just a collaborative, really.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, sir, Councilman, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
I had the opportunity, probably 5 years ago, to sit in on one of your sessions.
Yes, sir.
Sometime in my room in Chatham County, be on television, and the second I see those young people go through, it's amazing. So my hat go off to you for taking on that challenge. And as I see those young people, conducting their meetings, you can tell that you had something to do with it. And so I had no to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Mr. Mayor, I have one last question
Yes.
for Van. Van, I have some people here tonight who are willing to or were willing to come and see the presentation to see whether or not they wanted to be involved in the leadership committee. Could you please explain to us what does that leadership committee entails of, and what were they responsible?
Sure. Well, in the beginning, initial phase, you really have to talk about what you want it to look like. And as a city government, you don't want to ever do anything without involving those individuals that you govern. So because it's a collaborative, and you want to be a collaborative, you want to create stakeholder groups. And so the leadership team are people who are well-meaning, who are willing to put forth the thought, the thinking, to go into this, to really structure this thing. And I think that is really what the significance of community partners are. You need the diversity of your community. You have to make sure that if there are underrepresented groups, that you're able to seek those out. And so in creating that is the sitting around the table, that's really hashing out details and really formulating this, and then coming back periodically once it's afloat to be able to say, all right, well, this is working, this is good, or let's not do this, or let's try this more. And again, constant, because although it's a youth organization, it still needs adult guidance. And so the leadership team provides that guidance. And again, it helps keep things in check, make sure that it's doing still what you intentionally meant for it to do, and it ensures that you still have community support. Because it's not very cute sometimes to spend money in city government, particularly on youth activities, particularly when youth don't vote. And so obviously these organizations can become allies of yours and advocates to be able to say, well, we're identifying youth needs. And so that's why we're involved in this youth master plan process, to really come up with a strategic plan for our youth for the next 10 years. And then be able to fund the plan based on what our kids need educationally, what they need in terms of social, and for those of you that I'm sure you're probably involved in the same thing, we're going through a SPLOST vote now. And so talking about SPLOST, what facilities do we need and what do they need to look like? Because for adults, we think they need to look one way, but kids have a totally different thing. Henceforth, we're building a new cultural arts center that will be really very technological in scope, because we realize that the little TV playing PlayStation doesn't work anymore. They need big things, and they need them loud and be able to draw and be able to really talk and be able to create. And so that we got that from our kids. So I think that the leadership team, the steering committee, is going to play a very vital role. I think it's important to get them engaged early on and to keep them engaged. But ultimately, the hope is that the city council will own it. The city council will commission them to be their arm. And what better way, because you hear requests from people all over the place, is a better way to fund it through your organization. We can help make this happen by them partnering, and that's what the Youth Commission does. We don't replace anybody, but we'll partner with everybody. And so, that's how we help other people be successful.